Good morning. Today is Monday, and on Mondays we talk about 3 lessons that I learned. Or this today, I don't know if I have lessons that I learned this week. So I think they're going to be more things that I'm learning or actively learning. So let's get into it. The first thing is sometimes it's just not worth the time. And I talked about this, I don't remember which video. It was the end of I did this end of the year productivity optimization, focusing on my workspace, Obsidian, productivity, and things that will make me more efficient. And I reached kind of the end of the work. I got towards like the 80% that was like really moving the needle. And what was left was a bunch of things in like the low and medium priority columns that I had created. And two of those things were to add a search bar to my blog post or my blog page and my photography page so that you could search for the posts based on text input. And I was like, there's got to be some like easy block I can just add or something like that. And there was, except the styling of the block was getting messed up. Like it looked beautiful in the editor, and then when I published it, it looked like crap. And something about the styling of the WordPress theme I'm using was messing with the CSS. I don't know. I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out what was going on, trying to fix it, trying to override the stylings, looking for other alternatives. And the end of the 30 minutes, I didn't set a timer, but it reached the end of my afternoon block of work time. It got to be 4 p.m., 4:15. And so I was like, okay, well, I need to stop work and go work out anyway. And so I just made the decision that this is just not worth, what do I have to do to actually fix this? I need to figure out what's going wrong. I need to fix the styling, create my own styling. And it's just I can just see this pile of work going from 30 minutes to an hour to an hour and a half to maybe even 2 hours. And it's we're talking about adding a search bar to a web page. And so just in that moment, I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do this. I'm just going to put this in the done pile. I'm saying this is what I would have to do if I ever do this. And I'm just not going to do it. And that was a little liberating. But I think I'm starting to learn this balance between, this is maybe a second learning, but I didn't write it down, so I'll maybe just preview it. In the past 3 months, I've been starting to really actually learn how to value my time, and I think I remember talking about this 2 years ago, and I remember saying that I never had something that was more valuable. That doesn't make any sense. I didn't value my time because I didn't have something that was more valuable that I was prioritizing. And now I do. And it's wow. I actually value and prioritize. I value my focus time and my energy, and I understand that my energy goes down over time. And I think the fact that I'm not generating an income, and so I have a limited amount of spend, all of this has accumulated to learning that some things I just need to let go of, and some things are worth doing. And so I think I'll leave it at that. That is one of the things that I learned this week. and I'm still learning. The second is a little bit more fuzzy in my brain. I wrote down learning to accept making a decision where I might be leaving an actual opportunity. And that's all I wrote down. It's kind of like this like jumbled like fuzzy mess of thoughts and feelings in my brain. So like let me spend a couple minutes and see if I can bring it into something clear. I think what I'm trying to say let me set the context first. I'm working on building a business that can be automated, essentially. And I think I want to build a SaaS. And the reason I say I think is that I think I'm open to whatever, but I'm drawn more towards a SaaS because of the business model and the ability to automate and scale. And this week I jumped back in and I was reassessing the direction that I was headed and looking at all of the information and data that I kind of collected over the past 2 months. And I think I realized that I didn't see what I envisioned in this current path. I had started to have concerns about the niche in general. And while I think I was biased in looking for validation that I shouldn't continue, I think there is merit the right word? Feels like the right word. There's like substance there. And so I've been trying to like figure out what to do. Like why? Why? And what to pursue next, or what to pivot to. And I had this thought this morning. It's more of a feeling than a thought. That was like, but like, no, what if you are just being biased and there is an opportunity to build a scalable business like you want in this niche? Like, what if, And I think the thing I'm learning here, or the point I want to make, is that I have no idea. And I keep relating this back to school because that's how I learned, and I was good in school, both. And there's a right or wrong answer. And if there's not a right or wrong answer, like an essay, you get a grade on it. So it's like there's always a right or wrong answer, And here, there isn't. The only right or wrong answer is the market and the customers. And so I think this is also becoming like learning to make building, how would you say this? Learning to be more confident in myself in making decisions. Like, I wish someone would just be like, oh, just do this. Here you go. And then I'd do that. But like that's not how it works. And so I have to make the decision. And I don't think I'm used to that. And so that's a big thing I'm learning. Maybe that's 2A or 2B. But yeah, I think there's a learning here in that I have to remind myself that there are opportunities here. They just may not be the best opportunities to pursue. And even in saying that, I had the thought that was like, but what if it's better to pursue the like mediocre opportunity and build it up to something, get further than like the research and offer stage, and then pivot. Because then you learn how to actually build something and sell something to customers. So there's a lot of uncertainty and unknowns in doing this. And that is what makes it interesting. And that is what will make it more meaningful in the end. And so hopefully there's a learning somewhere in there. Let's move on to the third one. But first, I will say, this is the bluest and most clear that I don't think you can see, but beautiful blue skies, some clouds in the distance, and I see some sunshine over there. The last one, something that I've found very helpful in the past half week is, I think with the context now that you know of like, there's a lot of feelings and potentially emotions and uncertainty in this space or area. Sorry, there's a police. It has been very helpful to objectify. Is that even a word? Objectify? To assign data and numbers to feelings and get rid of emotions. I have found it very helpful. So my succinct learning here is, I said, clarify what you want so you can rate things objectively. So the first thing is knowing what you actually want. That's something that I didn't learn until maybe halfway through. It's like early December or something. I was like, okay, hold on. Like, what am I actually looking for? Like, what type of business am I actually looking for in the end? And like, let's focus on that. And so that was one thing. So maybe that's 3A, 3B. And the second thing is use what you want, or what you at least think you want, and make it objective. And so what I've done is I have, this is so classic of me. I told you the exact criteria that I'm looking for in 2 days ago, that video, the long one. I, with the help of ChatGPT, of course, went through all of those and rated them in terms of importance. So like, what is the most important and what is like, I don't really need that. And used those, rated them on a scale of 1 to 5 in terms of importance, and used those as multipliers, and created a spreadsheet where I say spreadsheet, it's like literally a table. And each column is an opportunity or an idea for a niche. And then the column, I go through all of the criteria. Well, I've been using ChatGPT for this. It just has to be directionally accurate. But basically rating everything on a scale of 1 to 5, and then using the multipliers and adding up to the sum total. And that has been very helpful, because it's been helpful to actually have, the end result is I think it's like four or five opportunities, and they have a percentage score. One is like 66, and one is 75, and there's an 84, there was an 80, and now it's like, this is not feelings. This is not how I feel about it. This is like objective, and it's not 100% objective, but it helps. And I think that's the point. Is like, you're not going to get to 100%, because like that's back to the whole education system of like, it's either right or wrong. You're not going to get that, but you can get close, and you can get a whole lot better than feelings and emotions. And that has been very helpful to see, because I did, yeah, I'll share this. The rating of, I did digital analytics, like reports for travel bloggers, and then I did that against like lead generation for, what did I say, small to medium sized businesses or something like that. The first one came out as 66%, and the low scorers were like the fulfillment and the automation. It's like they were 2s rather than up to 5, and the lead gen came out as a 84. And I was like, okay, again, it's not going to be perfect, and I'm also using ChatGPT for this. It probably has more knowledge than I do, but like, it just has to be directionally accurate, and that 20% is a significant difference in like ideas, to the point where it's not just like, oh yeah, this one was an 81 and this was an 83, and so I'm going with the 83. No. This is a big difference. And so I think seeing that was like, okay, validation that like, I'm not crazy here. And I think that's probably all I need to say. I've said what I need to say. That is my 3 things I'm learning. This is something like that. I don't know what to call this. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.